The following Car Geek Hour is a paid advertisement program provided by Cassill Motors, and airing of the program is not to be considered endorsement or recommendation. The opinions expressed are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of WMT or Clear Channel Media and Entertainment.
I'm going through my checklist for the show, and I have one car geek, so I can check that off, right?
There you go.
Okay.
One car geek.
Okay,
So,
one car geek. That's pretty much all you need.
I don't know if anybody can. I don't know if the town can handle more than one car geek like me.
Yeah.
You know.
Every town needs one, but you don't know if you want to go beyond one, right?
Yeah. Every town wants one, but you don't want two of Jay.
Yeah. Well, Jay's in this morning, and he noticed it was cold very early this morning, too.
It was darn cold. It was snowing when I got up to go into the shop this morning.
Yeah. Well, now, we shouldn't scare people, but it was just flakes of snow mixed in with the rain, but it was enough to really make us think about what was coming ahead.
Yeah, it was like I'm walking out to my truck, and it's like, you know, it's wet, but it's not rain. It's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't need this.
White, lumpy rain. We're not going to use the S word here.
There you go. White, lumpy rain. There you go.
Well, we got a lot going on at Cassill Motors, located on 16th Avenue and Southwest Cedar Rapids. Great location and a lot to go on. We're probably going to address, too, one of the topics. You can get in with your questions, I should let you know. That's what the whole point of the program is for. 365-0600, toll-free 1-800-332-5401, star 600 on the Hero line. Just everybody's got probably a noise in their vehicle that they're wondering, is this serious? Is it nothing that's going to ruin my car or what? They just
whatever you got. You know, that's the fun about what we do. You know, the radio show I try to help out, but you know, if you got that noise and you're trying to figure it out, you know, I always go for test drives. You know, you come to the dealership and I'll go for a test drive for free for you and tell you what you need. And, you know, there's no obligation. You don't have to have us fix it. You know, I'll tell you what to do and take it to your own mechanic or take it home and fix it yourself, whatever you want to do. I'm pretty easy.
Because if you ask me what's causing the noise in my car, I may just say, do you have it on the right radio station? That's the limit of my knowledge. So, but Jay's got a lot more extensive knowledge about vehicles and everything.
Well, there is only one radio station.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, WMT 600.
Exactly, yeah. I tell people for safety purposes, set it there and don't be messing with the radio.
Don't
text and drive. Don't change radio stations and drive.
Yeah, don't text and drive. Don't touch that dial.
Exactly, especially for the next hour. And you can call in your questions once again at 365-0600, toll-free 1-800-332-5401, star 600 on the Hero line. We do want to mention, and he's just new, so we want kind of a get-to-know Jim. Jim is the new service manager.
Yep.
And I read a study. I didn't talk to you this before we went on the air. Customer service is so much a dying art. They did a response, which they do the sensors and everything. Yeah. When people were getting good customer service, it comes in as the same physical reaction in your body as when you're in love. Do you believe that? It's gotten to that point that, you know, customer service is so lacking in a lot of different areas that when they do get customer service, it's like a romantic relationship. So I don't know if you want to play on that, but good service is.
I'm sure Jim's listening here, and now he'll realize why I tell him every morning that I love him.
Yeah, exactly. Fall in love with Cassill Motors. A great service too. I know you have a great service department, and it's very convenient too, which is a great thing for consumers.
Our service department, I will put them against anybody in the state at all or anywhere around as being the best. You know, our technicians were very, very particular on that. Our service writers, we're very fortunate. We just brought Jim Krause on. He's been here for a month and just absolutely done. He's doing a phenomenal job. He's taken the service, Cassill service, to the next level. It's unbelievable. I mean, he's that small town guy that has a heart, and he wants to. He remembers who you are when you walk in the door, and is concerned. You know, that little concern, that thing that a mechanic would look at and say, that's nothing. You know, it's a big thing to Jim, and that's why I love him, because that's what Cassill Motors is. You know, that that big engine job that you have to do, that's a big deal that you want to pay attention to. But that customer making sure the valve cap is on the tire, that's a big concern to him too.
Yeah,
and it's awesome. Jim does a great job. So come in, see Jim, see all of our service staff, the service writers, Danny, Chad, Martha, Dave. They're all awesome, and they want to help you. So come on in.
Okay. It's service and with a smile and even more.
And a caring smile.
That's right.
A caring smile.
Well, the fact that they have the knowledge backed by the fact that they care, that's a potent combination there.
There you go.
Chris is on the line for Iowa City, so we're going to head into the phone calls here.
Awesome.
And Jay's going to spread some caring service throughout
We're just
Eastern
going to have
Iowa.
some fun this morning.
Yes.
There you go.
Let's move to Chris in Iowa City. Good morning, Chris. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. What can we do for you today?
I'm sorry.
What can we do for you today?
Well, I have a 2011 Town and Country Chrysler Town and Country.
Perfect.
I have a couple issues going on with some of the messages I've been getting, and it's been to service, not with you, and was told it was a bad design. I have service park assist system keeps coming on.
Yep.
And then also my blind side sensor becomes unavailable.
Yeah. How many miles does your van have on it?
38,000.
Okay. What there is, and this is the fun part. I just had the van, the exact same thing, lights coming on, this and that. And what happens is there's two sensors, one on each. Well, there's 4 backup sensors across the back of the bumper.
Okay.
Those are not your problem. There's there's 2 sensors that are on the back side of the bumper in the corner, one on each side, on the driver's side and the passenger side in the rear.
Okay.
And what happens is they get a little bit of moisture in there.
Okay.
The dealer was right; it's a bad design. Gets a little bit of moisture back behind there, and then they short out, causing the lights to come on like that. Now that should be under warranty.
Okay.
I'd have to check your production date and everything, but there's a real good chance I can get that warrantied for you. And the reason they're not saying anything to you is that sensor's like $1,000 each. They're a terribly expensive sensor. But we need to look at it and see. Sometimes we can clean up just a connection on it. If the moisture has gotten inside the sensor, then of course the sensor needs to be replaced. But we've seen it where they've had the moisture in the connector, and we've cleaned it up and make that to where that takes care of it. So
it doesn't matter that it was we bought it used. It was a certified vehicle. Does that change anything or?
Nope. That actually could possibly even make it better, because if it was a certified one, then it should have the warranty should have been extended out a little bit farther, and the basic warranty was 3 year, 36,000, so it should be a little bit farther than that. So there's a very good chance that should be under warranty.
Okay. We paid for it the first time it went down to be fixed. So
really,
or looked at or whatever. So
okay, they probably charge you for the diagnosing, and since they didn't find anything, or when they diagnosed it and they didn't figure out what it was, somebody had to pay, and since they couldn't get it under warranty, they charged you for it, which that's another story I don't like, but that's okay.
No, that's all right.
What I'd like you to do is I'm on the show here till 11. If you can either call the dealership now and talk to Martha or Dave, and give them your VIN number. Give me the VIN number and the actual miles on it. Okay. And tell them you talked to me on the radio. And when I get back to the shop, I'll work on this and see what I can get done. They'll give them your phone number and everything, and I'll go to work and see if I can get this taken care of for you. But it's one of those sensors on the back. It's real common.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much.
No problem. You know the number to the dealership?
No. Why don't you give that to me?
Okay. It's 396-2698. And like I said, either ask for Martha or Dave are both there today. Martha Smith or Dave Ahart. They're both there today, and they'll take all that information.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. 10:15 on 600 WMT. Talk a little bit about warranties, because you mentioned that you can you look them up? Now, warranties come usually from the factory.
Well, there's
right?
all kinds of different, there's the manufacturer's warranties, and then there's extended service contracts too. The manufacturer stuff, that's the fun part about Cassill Motors is your one-stop spot. I can take care of any warranty work that you need done. Okay, we handle that for our customer.
It doesn't have to go to the dealer, quote-unquote dealer.
No,
Okay.
I mean, you got the best dealer there is, me.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
So
I just want to bust those
you
misconceptions.
you got Jim and his staff, and they want to take care of your warranty issues, and that's what we do. I mean, you go back to the old days. You used to go up and you stopped to get gas, and the service attendant came out and checked your oil and did your washers and everything. When you pull into Cassill Motors, expect that, okay? Because that's what my people, that's what Jim's people, that's what we want. That's what we want. We want to take care of your needs, okay? Whatever you have, if it pertains to your car, you call.
But going the extra mile, we were talking about the service angle of it too, but just making that effort to go see if it's out under warranty. It may be yes, it may be no, but it's nice that somebody takes the time to check.
Right. That's what our people, that's what they're trained to do, and that's what they want to do.
Okay.
It makes it fun. So we like putting smiles on customers' faces, tell them it's under warranty and we got it handled for them.
Yeah, that's got to be a pleasant day. So
yes, it is.
Yeah. 10:17 now. Let's move to Vern in Muscatine, I think, called in first. Hi, Vern.
Yeah, how you doing today?
We are absolutely awesome. How's everything in Muscatine?
Oh, it's cool and windy.
There you go.
The sun popped out for a little bit, but that's about all.
It's going to be 95.
Anyhow,
it's going to be 95 in Los Angeles today. 95 is the expected high in Los Angeles. So we're a little below that.
Right up.
Awesome. What can we do for you today?
I was just wondering what your feeling was on a vehicle that you may drive maybe 500 to maybe 900 miles during the warm season, and you had synthetic in it. Do you need to change every year, or can we jump a year?
500 to 900 miles. That's a touchy thing. I really like to see the oil out once a year.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. I wasn't sure.
The problem is the 500 to 900 miles. The problem you run into is that the engine block it draws in moisture, and we want to get that moisture out, and that's why running it is so good. Longer trips, we can go longer on oil changes because we're getting the car warmed up, we're getting that moisture out. We're on the highway. If we're running it that 900 miles, if it's a longer trip, that's going to help out a little bit. Are we starting it and running it for a while in between times?
We're taking it out. We're just taking it out and playing with it and then putting it away.
But like this winter, will you be firing it up and running it at all?
I don't like to do that.
Okay, then I want to change oil. I want you.
Okay.
I want you to change the oil here and do it there once a year.
To load the exhaust system up with so much moisture.
Right. Well, that was my next thing was if you are running it, I want you to get it outside and run it as far as it needs to. Not just run for 5 minutes type of deal. I mean, it needs to get up to operating temperature good, and run it around the block even if it's nice enough, that type of deal. So
most generally we get it out, we run it, play with it. But,
yeah. What kind of car do you have? What is it?
It's a 2004 SSR.
Okay, cool. Those are neat vehicles. So yeah. So yep,
yeah,
I want it once. Yep, I want it once a year, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Will do.
Sounds great. Send me a picture.
Right.
Get on my website and send me pictures of it. MyCarGeek.net. MyCarGeek.
MyCarGeek.net.
Yeah. Send me some pictures. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Sounds awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, oil change. That for when you talk about investing in the kind of the health and well-being of the car, that's not a bad investment.
Well, when you sit down and look at what he's got and the oil change on that, It's a $50 to $75 deal, and yeah, it is. It's a $50 to $75 is still a inexpensive investment to make sure that we're taking care of it.
Yeah, exactly.
It
Just to really keep it operating,
Yep.
because obviously he really enjoys that car.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're a neat
he uses
vehicle.
it on limited time, but
It's a fun toy, and unfortunately, fun toys sometimes. When we do get them out after they get warmed up a little bit, we run them a little bit harder, so we better take care of it.
Yeah, it's just something that you don't need to make it complicated and more
That's
expensive
right.
when it comes to needing the service work. Let's go to Robert in Ely. Hi, Robert. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Good.
Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for
problem.
calling in. What can we do for you?
I got a couple questions if you got time.
I got all the time in the world for you.
I was on the other end of the state a couple weeks ago listening to a program similar to yours, and the guy there, somebody called in with a tires going bad, tread coming off or something.
Yeah?
And anyhow, to make a long story short, from what I understand, the guy said that with the new radial tires, well, they started out rotating them front to back, and then they started switching them around from side to side.
Right.
But he said if you don't switch them from side to side, if you don't rotate them every 7,000 miles, if you go longer than that, and then you switch them from side to side, that can cause tread separation. Did you ever hear that?
Never heard of such a story.
Yeah, because I've done that on my other tires, and I never heard of it either. But I was just wondering. So.
No, never. That there is a personal feeling. Maybe
it
he's
was,
run into a situation and he thinks that's what it is, and that's a personal thing. It's kind of like the disclaimer at the beginning of the show is. It's the opinions of the
Yeah,
person.
Exactly.
It's just like me and my transmission fluid when you change oil. That's my opinion. I've done that, and if you like it, great. If not, what's your next question?
Okay, my next question. I want to get a four-wheel drive, or I want to get a sports car,
Okay.
but I want to drive it in the wintertime. Now, a long time ago, before I had kids,
Yep.
I had an Opel GT, which I really loved.
Yep.
And I managed to get around in the wintertime with it, but I put studded snow tires on.
Right.
And I don't really want to do that because I'm planning on going south, and they're probably not even going to let you have studded tires on down there. So
there's all
I was looking for a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive one. The only one I've saw so far is an Audi. Is that the only one?
Oh, no, there's other all-wheel drive stuff out there that's fun. The Audi S5 is a phenomenal car. My sister has one. In fact, I'm getting her a different one, and she loves it.
Well, I'm looking at the more sporty sport one, the TT or the TTS.
Yep. Any of those are good.
They're good?
Yep.
That was my other question: is are they fairly reliable? Because not enough people have them for Consumers Report or any of those to have reliability figures.
They're reliable. They're a little more expensive to work on at repairs, but they are reliable. They're a good car.
And you guys work on those?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
I sell them. I work on them. I do everything.
Okay.
So, stop out and see me, and we'll go through some different stuff on some different all-wheel drives. There's plenty of other ones out there too.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the call, too. 365-0600, toll-free 1-800-332-5401, and star 600 on the Hero line. Let's take a break here.
Oh, man.
Brakes.
I hate brakes.
You have to stop occasionally. Pause for the cause, as we say. So we've got Clara from Cedar Rapids and Jason from Newhall. Please hit stand by, and we'll talk to you in just a few on 600 WMT.
News Radio 600 WMT.
Hey, good Saturday morning. A little bit on the chilly side, but we say, hey, we're going to go straight ahead. And we know what we deal with in Iowa, so it's not any big surprise. We're just going to go ahead. We'll talk a little bit about cold and cars here in a couple minutes. Also, that deal of the day. This is a nice vehicle.
We got something we got to bring up first here.
So when you handed me the keys, you were just wanting me to write down the details. You weren't actually handing me the keys, were you?
Sure I was. But we got another problem.
But there's a payment.
We got another problem we got to deal with.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's strike two for you.
What's that?
That music.
Strike two. What did it do?
The music we just came in with.
Oh, okay.
Where's my Beach Boys?
Oh, Beach Boys.
Come on. That's part of the show.
They didn't write that down.
Oh, my
Okay.
goodness.
Okay.
Aren't you paying attention?
Okay.
I'm gonna have to
Beach
get Jim
Boys.
to work on you a little harder. Jim and Michael. Man, alive.
Beach Boys. Okay.
Wow.
We'll dig it
we
out.
We always
We'll
come
dig
up
it
to
out.
the Beach Boys. We got Jason in Newhall we need to get to, though.
That's right. Okay.
He's been waiting patiently.
Yeah. Okay. Jason, I'm sorry about lack of Beach Boys, but we'd still have Jay Cassill here in front of us. So go ahead with your question.
Hey, good morning, fellas.
Good morning. What can we do for you?
Got a question on suspension.
Great.
I've got an 02 Intrepid,
Okay.
and I know the shocks are going out on it, and I'm just wondering what other things I should be looking at potentially replacing as I'm doing that job, since I'm going to have to do an alignment anyway. What other things should I be looking at when I replace those?
Well, you want to just be inspecting the front end on it as far as you got your ball joints. Excuse me, you got lower ball joints, you got tie rod ends. Those are all something that you want to be looking at because you're going to be doing an alignment. Sway bar links, if you got any clunking, you want to look at that. A sway bar link isn't anything that's going to affect the alignment, so it's not horrible. But stuff that's going to affect your outcome as far as your alignment, tie rod ends and ball joints you want to be inspecting. When you pull apart the front struts, you want to be looking at the upper strut bearings and look at our coil springs. You know, if we got a weak coil spring or a rusty one, you know, I've seen them where they'll rust and break. You might want to look at that and do the price comparison between a quick strut and just a normal strut. So, if you do a normal strut, you need a spring compressor to change the spring on it. If you do a quick strut, it's going to come with a new strut bearing and a new spring and the strut. So less labor there, too.
Okay, that's what I was trying to decide, too, between the whole package or just the strut itself. So
Yeah, how many miles does it have on it?
130.
Okay. You know, do you have how are you going to switch the spring on the strut?
I've got a buddy who's got a compression tool that I would use, so.
Okay. Because the coil springs on those struts are just they're just a bomb waiting to go off.
Right.
Unless you have the spring compressors that you kind of generically clamp on type of deal. I don't like those. They're so dangerous. If you got a regular strut compressor, I still don't. I mean, we have a great big apparatus that we use, and I still cringe every time I do one. I hate them because they're just it's so volatile on stuff happening. So if you're looking and you're going to use a what I want to call just a cheap spring compressor, I would buy the quick struts itself. If you want to go through the rest of the stuff, I would help you if you pull the struts off and bring them in. I'll help you. We'll use my apparatus just because of safety. I'll help you out on some afternoon or whenever you're doing it to make sure that you do it and it's done safely. So
yeah, I've seen videos. Those can be really dangerous.
Yep, they are. They're just not fun. So, you might look at the price difference between a quick strut and the strut that's a strut and a upper bearing. You know, you want to compare the strut and an upper bearing to the price of a quick strut and do the math there. So
all right, very good. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate the phone call. You can join Jason on the phone, 365-0600, toll-free, 1-800-332-5401, and star 600 on the Hero line. We were mentioning a little bit about cold and cars, and this morning and the past 24 hours has been kind of a gentle reminder that we've got the cold weather coming.
Yeah, my old 77 Ford was cold this morning.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. So it doesn't have a spot inside the house, huh?
No, it's I need to clean the shop so that it has a spot inside again.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's something that a lot of people are wondering about. what should they do with their vehicles to really get ready for winter? Or you don't want to wait until
you don't want
the
to
cold
wait.
weather
Yeah,
actually
you don't want to
hits?
wait there. First thing we want to be looking at antifreeze, and antifreeze. Everybody always just tests their antifreeze to make sure that the boiling point and the freezing point. But you want to use the test strips on that also, because if your antifreeze is old, it loses its lubricating qualities and its rust inhibitors. So you want to be checking that, not just taking a little sample and seeing how many balls float to see how good it is. You need to use the test strips on it and make sure that the rust inhibitors and the lubricating qualities are good. That's why water pumps go bad.
Okay, and then with the, do you go in and just kind of drain the antifreeze and then put new in? Is that the recommended?
If it's older and it doesn't pass its specifications where you want it, we need to drain it and refill it.
Okay, about how long do you think would be average life of antifreeze in a vehicle?
I don't like to see antifreeze in longer than 3 years.
Okay.
So even with this extended life antifreeze, 3 years is long enough for me.
Okay, and then it kind of just loses their properties. And
it loses its lubricating qualities and loses its rust inhibitors, and it's just not good.
Becomes ineffective?
Yep. Yeah.
Or less effective.
You think about it. You got rubber seals in a water pump, and you have metal. You have a cast iron engine, and you have metal components, metal piece in the water pump. And if I lose my rust inhibitors, what's going to happen? I got water. It's going to rust. Mm-hmm. So, and I lose my lubricating qualities. My seal starts getting hard, and I start leaking.
Okay. So. What about adding heat to the, that can of heat, that little?
Oh, the gas tank?
Yeah, gas tank.
Okay. Don't need it now.
Okay.
Not with the fuels the way we have.
Are we past that?
You're past. I mean, run some ethanol during
the
winter.
I know it's old school, but some people
you don't
still
need to
think
anymore.
about it.
Ethanol will take care of that.
Yeah, that's the thing about ethanol. That's really essentially what's happening there.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's move to Steve and Swisher. Good morning, Steve. How you doing?
Well, good. A little windy out there.
Yes, it is.
Swap meet. Everybody's blowing around out there.
Awesome.
Say, question.
Yes.
We've got an old truck that does not have power steering.
Great.
Can that be added?
What is it? What kind of truck?
It's a 47 Ford cab-over dump truck.
Anything can be done.
Yeah.
Okay. It depends on how much money you want to spend and how extensive you want to get. But
okay, because when I get going up to about 45 or so, it just seems like that it's got a lot of play in that steering wheel and hard to turn.
Well,
I just didn't know if you had a general cost on doing something like that.
We'd have to do a little research and see what we could do as far as a steering gearbox. But I'm rough.
You guys do that work?
Yeah, we do that work. Rough guesstimation. I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna spend a couple $1,000s doing it.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know that making sure the steering gearbox that you have is good, and possibly rebuilding that to get rid of some of the slop, and then making sure that kingpins and ball joints, everything is well lubricated, might be your best solution.
Okay. All right.
So.
All right. Well, you know what? Because it's a hard turner, but it just seems like it has a lot of drift in it.
Yep.
And it scares me a little bit.
Yep. We need to look at that and see the steering gearbox could just need tightened up a little bit, or just need rebuilt.
All right.
That's not an
You're
issue.
a good man. I always appreciate your show.
No problem. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Steve. We appreciate it. We got to take a break here.
Another break?
Another break.
Oh, man, we're going to have to talk to the boss about all these breaks.
I think he's going to go for the breaks. I'm sorry.
Doggone him.
Yeah, 10:38 now on the My Car Geek Hour with Jay Cassill on board with us. And coming up in just a few minutes, apparently a Beach Boys song.
There you go.
Not by request, but by contract, I guess.
That's right.
The way it sounds like. It's My Car Geek Hour on 600 WMT.
600 WMT.
Well, that's getting better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I played this one specifically by the title. The Warmth of the Sun.
There you
is
go.
what the
there
Beach
you
Boys
go.
song.
Warmth of the sun. There you
Yeah.
go. Cool.
And we need that today. 43 degrees right now in Cedar Rapids, and a strong gusty wind that's blowing things around. So I don't even want to talk wind chill. That wind chill is there, but The wind chill is just a matter of a number. I don't want to get into the specific number.
We don't need any of that.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Speaking of numbers, we got some lines that are open.
That's right. 365-0600, toll free, 1-800-332-5401, and star 600 on the Hero line. Now, you don't want to get into, I call it the junior high school dance syndrome that some talk shows get in, because they'll sit there and they'll listen to the show, and they're strong proponents of the show, big fans, that type of thing. But what also happens is they wait till the end of the show. I'll just wait a few minutes, and then and you'll notice at a junior high dance, everybody dances in the last 10 minutes. Nobody gets up the courage.
Yeah, don't wait. We got calls. We lost a call there a little bit ago because you didn't want to hang on. I apologize for that. I want to get in and get your calls and take care of it.
And also we should mention, you're not opposed to taking questions during the work week. In fact, that's your business, and you're a very strong proponent of that.
That's right. You can call the dealership, and I'm there all the time, and I will answer any questions you have during the week. Like I said, I'll go for test drives. I'll do whatever. So
try to figure out the problem.
Yeah. So.
Or the issue or whatever. So
yep.
Let's go to Bill in Elgin. He's all lined up and ready to go. Hi, you're on with Jay Cassill from Cassill Motors.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We are absolutely awesome.
Good.
What can we do for you?
Well, I got a 2010 Ford Focus.
Okay.
Roughly about 60,000 miles on it.
Okay.
And it's just getting kind of clunky and squeaky sounding. I was wondering, would that be the struts, do you suppose?
Well, it could be a couple different things on those. We want to look at the sway bar links. Will start to clunk a little bit on them.
Okay.
And squeaking, is it squeaking when you're just turning, or when you're driving down the road, or?
No, just driving down the road.
Okay. There's so many things that can be on that. Sway bar links is the first thing I would be looking at if it's some clunk just when you're hitting bumps. That's pretty common on those.
All right.
And at that point, we'll actually see tie rod ends and ball joints that'll start to squeak just a little bit because the factory ones aren't greasable, and they get they get dried up just a little bit, and they'll start to squeak a little. So
now that's something that's pretty easy to diagnose just by putting it up on a lift and looking underneath and inspecting that stuff. Or
if you take it to your mechanic, a good mechanic should be able to drive it down the road with you, and be able to pinpoint what you got. They should be able to do that, no problem.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you for the call. Bill from Elgin and his line are clear now. 365-0600, toll free, 1-800-332-5401, and star 600 on the Hero line. Let's go to our vehicle spotlight. How about that?
Our special vehicle of the week.
Yeah, exactly.
I was sitting there and I was talking with the sales staff right before I left, and Spencer, who anybody who knows Spencer, he's been with me a long time. You got to love Spencer. Spencer comes up to me and he says, Jay, he says, the special for the week this week, he says, we got in a 2014 Ford Explorer Sport. The Sport's a really cool one. And he says, I was sitting there, I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, why? He said, with everything that we have here at Cassill Motors, he said, why would you want to go buy a brand new 2014 Sport? Spencer says, I can save you money today over the price of the new one, but even better than that, we have our lifetime engine warranty, we have lifetime oil changes, our finance department has awesome interest rates, and you can deal with Spencer Reed. I mean, what better than dealing with Spencer Reed on a 2014 that you're going to get, factory, you're going to get a limited warranty, a limited time on the powertrain. Cassill Motors, you're going to get lifetime engine warranty.
That's kind of like the trifecta. Did you have three things there? Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. You got awesome interest rate if you're financing. You got lifetime engine warranty. You got lifetime oil changes. Why would you want to go buy a new one? Mm-hmm. You're going to save money, too.
Well, and it's really...
Why not?
We're kind of at that cusp of the year, the new model, the 2015 model year. When does that usually start?
They're coming out already.
And why would you not want a 2014?
Right, with lifetime engine warranty.
Yeah, if you're looking for...
lifetime engine warranty. Why would you not want it?
It's still 2014.
Yeah, the factory one's going to have 60,000 miles, and you're going to have lifetime on this one.
It may be a classic
and
someday.
Save money.
But it's not a classic. It's a new car. It's a brand new
get
car.
to see Spencer Reed.
Yeah, well, that's true, too.
We got calls in here. Let's grab the call.
Let's move it. Dan is just driving around, which is a good thing. How's the car driving? Hello, Dan?
Dan, are you there?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah,
Is this Dan?
Yeah. How's your car driving around? Good?
I'm not driving it right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Good. That's a good thing from a safety standpoint.
Great. What can we do for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I inherited, my brother passed away, and I inherited a 1929 Ford Model A.
Awesome.
And I don't know anything about it. I just got a couple of questions
Okay.
on starting the vehicle.
Yep.
I know they have a spark advance or something.
Yep.
And a choke, I believe it was one choke and one spark advance.
Yep. You got choke, you got spark advance, and you got your throttle up. I mean, let's see, is that one got throttle on the? You just got two levers up on the steering column, don't you?
You're right. And I think there's just two on a Model A.
Yep.
So which way do you pull them at, to start a cold engine?
On that there, you're going to want to take the spark advance away from it. I believe that's pulling. I believe that's pulling it down.
Is that on the left or the right?
I think that one's on the right.
Okay, and the left is the choke.
I believe so. You should be able to look at your carburetor, have somebody looking at the carburetor and seeing which one moves the choke.
Okay.
So, okay.
And you want to take the spark away that
you want to take the spark away and get it and start cranking it, and then slowly give it a little bit of advance.
Okay.
Okay.
One other question on oil.
Yes.
Do you use a detergent or non-detergent oil?
Well, I don't know if you're going to find any difference.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. I think the detergent oil or the non-detergent oil isn't. I don't think you're going to find that anymore.
Okay.
So. Okay.
All righty. I think that's all I need.
Sounds cool.
I just know before I try to start it.
Sounds cool.
I wouldn't want to be driving it in this wind.
There you go. That's for sure. To push you backwards
Thank
today.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate the call. Let's move over to Bob from Grundy Center real quick. Hi, Bob. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Great.
I have a 95 Mercury Grand Marquis.
Okay.
And the headlights seem to have vapor liquid in them, particularly on the dim side.
Okay.
Is there any solution beyond more headlights?
Well, the seal has apparently somehow it's either when the bulbs were replaced that the seal got damaged, or you may have a crack somewhere in the headlight. To get them out, there's a couple different things. You can take the bulb out and air dry them out and get the moisture out of there. Usually if you drive with the headlights on, the headlight will get it warm enough that it'll help get rid of the water if you drive for a great distance, for a longer distance.
I've done that with no avail.
Okay.
It's just like a fog or a mist on the lens. The lens.
And it's on the inside for sure?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'd take the bulbs out and blow them out and try to dry them out that way, and make sure that the little rubber O-ring on the bulb is good. You might take and put a little bit of Vaseline or something around that to make sure that we're getting a good seal, and then inspect the light very, very good as far as it's going to be a two-piece deal, and make sure that there's not a crack along the seam or something there that's letting the moisture get in. Okay.
I have done that already, and it just seems like everything I have tried, and that doesn't do it on the high beam side, which is also
that's
strange to me.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. So I would be checking the bulbs and put a little bit of Vaseline around the O-ring and see if that'll help out after you dry it out.
Okay, thank you then.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. We got to take one more break on the backside.
Man.
Yeah, we'll wrap up the Car Geek Hour right here on 600 WMT. Good morning. It's 10:55.
600 WMT.
The Harmony of the Beach Boys.
There you go.
On the My Car Geek Hour.
The guys that are at the dealership right now, Isaac Newton is doing a free car wash at our dealership.
Oh, okay.
And I'll bet they're wishing that it was sunny and the Beach Boys were playing. It was warm California type stuff.
Yes, exactly. And
don't,
especially today.
That's right.
As I mentioned, LA's got 95 degrees in their forecasted high today, too. I think we can sneak
let's get another
quick
call in here.
Yeah.
And
William from Cedar Rapids. Hi, William. How you doing?
All right. I had a question on 2011 Tacoma.
Yeah.
Under 20,000. What kind of the best winter tires right now? BlizzTech, or what do you sell out there? And another question is, when you go to the parking lot there at Tyson's, they have just the little cracks,
Yep.
Sometimes that front end sounds, it's just a basic bump or something.
Right.
I didn't know if this recall on leaf springs had anything to do it, but
if the noise is coming from the rear, it could, but
it's from the front. But I don't think this. I called Toyota. They said that that thing didn't fit the leaf spring.
Right.
Recall.
We need to look at tire pressure. If you're overinflated, can make the crack sound a lot worse. So I'd look at tire inflation on that. And the best snow tires, we carry the Hankook and the Nokian. And both of them are awesome. My wife, she has the Hankooks on her edge and just absolutely loves it. She goes wherever she wants to go in the winter.
Well, could I get by with all around without having to take the tires off like the BlizzTechs? You got to take those off?
We have some tires that'll do that too, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem. Thanks for calling in.
And he's gone.
And he's gone. Yep, there we
he
go.
hangs up very quickly. I don't know if we have time to do...
Zach, hold on. Well, hold on.
Zach from Tipton, we may have to finish the call off the air, but let's get it started with Jay. We got about a minute.
What's up, Zach?
Yeah, I got a 2000 Cadillac Escalade, and it is sticking in park. I'll turn it on. It's like we already changed the brake sensor, and then the sensor in the right behind the shifter.
Okay.
But it's wanting to stick in. It will not come out of park. You know how sometimes you'll push on the gas pedal really, really hard and then it works?
The brake
pedal.
pedal.
Otherwise, the brake pedal. Yes, sir.
Yep. We need to be looking and see there's something in the adjustment there. We're not getting our brake pedals not adjusted right to where it's sending enough signal to unlock that. So
you would think it would definitely be in the brake pedal.
I would be looking in the brake pedal area, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That'll work. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you. Oh, just in time.
Boy, I tell you what, you timed that out right.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, don't forget to come and see me. I'm on the corner of 16th Avenue and Williams Boulevard, right next to the great big beautiful Tyson's, and 396-2698. Today Joyce is on the phones, and she'll get you through to whoever you want. During the week, the beautiful Shelley will get you connected to whoever you need to talk to.
Not to mention Jim at the new service manager.
That's right. Jim Krause is there, and he absolutely loves to see cars and wants to help on everything he can. He just come in and meet Jim. He is phenomenal. He's awesome.
Inquire about the 2014 Ford Explorer. It's the feature car of the day.
That's right. Come see Spencer, and he's got an awesome deal on this 2014 Ford Explorer Sport. He's going to save you money and give you lifetime warranties.
Okay, Jay Cassill, My Car Geek Hour. We'll be back on Saturday 3 weeks from today on the 25th as we get another bye week. How about that? It's 11 o'clock.
The preceding Car Geek Hour is a paid advertisement program provided by Cassill Motors.